winter resorts have been closed because there has not been enough snow. God says, my children, please know that you are my children, that you really belong in one family. Please care for one another. Oh, no. And what do? God says, okay, let's try and knock their heads a little bit. And you get an economic meltdown. and no part of the world is exempt. It's global. It's global. Oh, these guys are talking about family. It's all so sentimental, you know. No. It is that family, there is a family ethic. In a family, you don't say, baby, what is your contribution to the family budget? You will get in proportion to what you contribute, or granny. Baby contributes nothing. I mean, sometimes a few bad smells and so forth. But we pour, I mean, prodigal in our love to a baby who does nothing. In the ethic of family, we say, from each according to their ability, to each according to their need. And you say, well. Now what's happened in our world? Quickly. How many minutes have I got?
As long as you want.
No. What's happened in our world? We have become quite obsessional about competition. Now that's maybe okay. Sorry, I mean I'm not hitting at anything. I'm just speaking as maybe a religious leader, yes. In our culture, our modern culture, we set high store by success. The most awful thing to happen to anybody is to fail. And so we worship in the temple of cutthroat competition. Right? We must succeed. And so what do? Some cook the books. Because, I mean, it's such, the pressure is so great. So that stomach ulcers become status symbols. I mean, you can see how hard I work. In one of your European countries, you said, at one time there was a time when they said to be compassionate, to be caring, to be concerned about your neighbor is wet. Is wet, meaning it is something to be despised. You must be. And so you and I have not seen that it matters at all. that we can spend billions on arms. Eh? Billions on arms. When we know that a very small fraction of those budgets would ensure that children everywhere in the world would have clean water to drink, would have enough food to eat, would have a decent home, would have... Now, as you realize, I know nothing, absolutely nothing about economics. But I've kept wondering, I mean, in a universe such as ours, where you have laws that we call the laws of nature, the laws of causality, how come we seem not ever able to predict how the economy is going to operate? Why? I don't know. It just seems, might it actually be the case that God is saying, when we keep having these cycles, boom, recession, why are we not able to handle things in such a way that you have a steady growth? Now, this is one, my ultimate point, penultimate point. Penultimate point. We have seemed to ask, is it profitable? God is saying we actually ought to have been asking, is it right? Is it right? And you test the rightness. You see, the God we worship is notoriously biased in favor of the weak. When a bunch of slaves is in Egypt and suffering, this God takes the side of the slaves. That story, Adam and Eve, you remember somewhere when God says to the older brother, where is your brother? God is asking us, where is your brother? Where is your sister? And the bias of this God, who has some of the lowest standards actually ever, because anybody can go to heaven. And God actually is concerned that everybody should go to heaven. Anybody. We are going to be surprised, those of us who go to heaven.